Hi, good morning, everybody. Okay, how are you? Are you fine? Okay, I know one thing. Now, all of you expect our first exam, I mean PT1. I think all of you study very well. Okay, our exam chapters from politics. One chapter, what is democracy, why democracy. From history, 1.5 chapter. First, French Revolution, then Russian Revolution, socialism in Europe and Russian Revolution, half part. I think up to page number 34. Up to 34. Page number 34. Okay. I would like to say something to you because here, comparing to the previous years, in this year you have some speciality. Your examination pattern completely changed. Here is you want to expect 80 marks examination. There is different types of questions, 1 mark questions, 3 mark questions, 5 mark questions, and also map. One more thing, one important thing, from our first and second chapter you expect a map question. Listen, for example, second chapter here, the Russian Revolution, here is included one map. Then French Revolution, there also included one thing. You want to study, you don't worry about it. Okay, surely I gave some questions to you related to this. That is very, very important. You want to study very well, otherwise you can't attend the map work. That is very important. Not only my subject, at the same time Nurjami's subject also. Then one more thing. Here is another question, assertion and reason. You know what is that assertion and reason? Here give one sentence from textbook, okay, from chapter. Then you want to write the answer, what is the reason behind it. There already gave some option, you want to choose which is the correct answer. Then most of the questions are coming from textbook. That's why textbook reading is very, very important. That is necessary. You want to read your textbook very carefully. Line by line want to read. Otherwise you can't attend these type of questions. Such questions included line by line. Reading, that only the solution to attend the exam. You don't worry, it's so simple. The last year examinations, you got comparing to this, you got a good mark from this subject. How? If you are ready to read your textbook very carefully, surely you will get fair mark or good mark. Okay, leave it, that is not a problem. In last class we discussed that is the Russian Revolution. Russian Revolution also called October Revolution. Who was the ruler in the Russian Empire? That also, okay, Tsar Nicholas. Then how can we compare the peasants in Russia to other European countries? We already discussed. There is 5 points. What are the differences, or how can we compare that peasants? That also things. Now the continuation for that here is today we want to discuss a new subtopic. What is that? Socialism in Russia. In last classes we discussed Russian Empire and also economy and society. Now we want to discuss socialism in Russia. Now what is our next topic? Socialism in Russia. Socialism in Russia, it is the another topic. Okay. And one more question. In last class we discussed one question answer. What is that? That is the 5 mark question. Maybe you expect 3 mark or 5 mark. If the question is 5 mark question, surely you want to write the 5 points. Which question? Compare between European countries and European peasants and Russian peasants. Okay, did you study that question? Yes. Socialism in Russia. All political parties were illegal in Russia before 1940. Listen, before 1940, all political parties, that is illegal. Okay, what do you mean by illegal? Not legally. നിയമപരമല്ലാത്തത്. Okay, listen, all political parties were illegal in Russia before 1914. The Russian Social Democratic Workers' Party was founded in 1898. In 1898, there is started one party. Which party? Russian Social Democratic Workers' Party. Russian Social Democratic Workers' Party. Okay, Russian Social Democratic Workers' Party started there in which year? 1898. You want to remind one thing, on that occasion political parties existed, but that is not legally. There is started one party. Which party? Russian Social Democratic Workers' Party. It was founded in 1898 by socialists who respected Marx's ideas. Who respected Karl Marx's ideas? Okay, Karl Marx's ideas ne aarano respect cheynadu? Who respected Marx's ideas? That people started Russian Social Democratic Workers' Party. When it was started? 1898. However, because of government policy, it had to operate as an illegal organization. It set up a newspaper, mobilized workers and organized strike. Listen, it was started in 1898. Listen, Social Democratic Workers' Party was founded in 1898, and also we know on that time legally there is no political parties. However, because of government policy, it had to operate an illegal organization. It set up a newspaper. This organization set up a newspaper, mobilized workers and organized strike. There is a started strike. Okay. Some Russian socialists felt that Russian peasant custom of dividing land periodically made them natural socialist. Listen, here is, we already discussed Russian peasants' speciality. Periodically they pool their land together. Periodically they pooled or collected this land. It create, maybe there is some problem. Listen, some Russian socialists felt that Russian peasants' custom, which custom of dividing land periodically, made them natural socialist. Maybe it made them, there is some natural socialist. So, peasants, not workers, would be the main force of the revolution, and Russia could become socialist more quickly than other countries. Listen, here is some socialists felt that Russian peasant custom of dividing land periodically, it made them natural socialist. So peasants, not workers, would be the main force of the revolution. So peasants is the main force of the revolution because they think about that is the natural socialist, and Russia could become socialist more quickly than other countries. Socialists were active in the countryside through the late 19th century. They are active in the countryside when late 19th century. On that time, the socialists were active. They formed the Socialist Revolutionary Party in 1900. Socialist Revolutionary Party formed in which year? 1900. On that time, they started Socialist Revolutionary Party. Socialist Revolutionary Party. Okay. Then this party struggled for peasants' rights and demanded that land belonging to nobles to be transferred to peasants. Listen, here is a society that is the Revolutionary Workers' Party. Listen, for what purpose here is social revolutionary party started your society. Listen, here is a socialist revolutionary party started. Here is a started socialist revolutionary party. For what purpose here is a socialist revolutionary party started? Yes, underline that. They struggled for peasants. This party struggled for peasants. For what purpose there is struggled? Yes, peasants' rights and demanded that land belonging to the nobles to be transformed to peasants. നോബിൾസിൻ്റെ കയ്യിലുള്ള ലാൻഡ് കൂടി പെസൻസിന് നൽകണം. അതുപോലെ തന്നെ they also demanded peasants' rights, കർഷകരുടെ അവകാശങ്ങൾക്ക് വേണ്ടിയിട്ടും. Social Democrats disagreed with socialist revolutionaries about peasants. Lenin felt that peasants were not one united group. Some were poor and others rich. Here, Lenin felt that. Okay, Lenin think about the peasants were not one united group. All peasants are not included in the one group. It's not a united group because somebody poor at the same time others are rich. That's why we can't pull there. Then some were poor and others rich. Some workers are laborers while others were capitalists who employed workers. Given this differentiation within them, they could not all be part of a socialist movement. I repeat, listen. Now we discuss the socialism in Europe. Firstly, in 1914, on that time, there is no political parties. All political parties, there is existed political parties, but that is not a legal political parties. All political parties are illegal. The Russian Social Democratic Workers' Party was founded in 1898. Socialists who respected the Marx ideas, they formed this party, Russian Socialist Democratic Workers' Party. കാൾ മാർക്സ് ഐഡിയാസിനെ ഫോളോ ചെയ്യുന്നവർ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ സപ്പോർട്ട് ചെയ്യുന്നവർ. Some Russian socialists felt that Russian peasants' custom of dividing land periodically made them natural socialists. So peasants, not workers, would be the main force of the revolution. Here is the Russian socialist think about. Here is the peasants or these workers or not only the workers are the main force of the revolution. Russia could become the socialist more quickly than the other countries. What is the reason behind it? Because here is some natural socialists. Who are the natural socialists? They think about these peasants. Which peasants? Not the workers. Socialists were active in the countryside through the late 19th century. They formed a Socialist Revolutionary Party. Late 19th century they active. That's why they formed a Socialist Revolutionary Party. In which year they formed a Socialist Revolutionary Party? 1900 on that time. Here is formed a Socialist Revolutionary Party. Then this party struggled for peasants' rights and demanded that land belonging to nobles be transferred to peasants. They struggled for demanding the peasants' rights and also transform land from where the nobles to be about. Listen, here is belonging to nobles be transferred to peasants. Then Social Democrats disagreed with the socialist revolutionaries about peasants. What is the reason? Lenin felt that peasants were not one united group. What is the reason behind it? He think about peasants were not in the united groups because somebody included in the poor category, at the same time others are the rich. Then some workers laborers while others were capitalists who employed workers. Given this differentiation within them, they could not all be part of a socialist movement because there is two types of people, rich and poor. We can't unite that. The party was divided over the strategy of organization. Vladimir Lenin, that means who led a Bolshevik group, thought that in a repressive society like Tsarist Russia, the party should be disciplined and should control the number and quality of its members. others, that means Mensheviks, through that the party should be open to all, as in Germany. Listen, here is the two types of Bolsheviks and Menshevik. What is the speciality of Bolshevik? Who was the leader of the Bolshevik? Vladimir Lenin. I repeat, the party was divided over the strategy of organization. Socialist Revolutionary Party that divided here is Bolshevik and Menshevik. Vladimir Lenin thought that in a repressive society like Tsarist Russia, the party should be disciplined and should control the number and quality of its members. Party wants some discipline, that's why it should control the party members. Limited ആയിട്ടുള്ള തിരഞ്ഞെടുക്കപ്പെട്ട ആളുകൾ മാത്രമേ അതിൽ ഉണ്ടായിട്ടുണ്ടായിരുന്നുള്ളൂ. That is the speciality of Bolshevik. But in case of Menshevik, there is a thought that the party should be open to all, and that means there is no limitations, open to all. If any person want to enter that party, that is not a problem. In case of Menshevik, that is the speciality. Okay, here just we want to compare the Bolshevik and Menshevik. Bolshevik party, there is included only the limited or the selected persons, but in case of Menshevik, there is that open to all. Okay, next one, a turbulent time. What is the next topic? A turbulent time. You know what is the turbulent time? What do you mean by turbulent? Okay, കലഹമായിട്ടുള്ള അല്ലെ പ്രക്ഷുബ്ധമായിട്ടുള്ള സ്ട്രഗിൾ ഫോം ചെയ്യുന്ന സിറ്റുവേഷൻ. Russia was an autocracy. Okay, what is the speciality of autocracy? What is the Malayalam word of autocracy? Ekadhipatyam. Unlike other European rulers, even at the beginning of the 20th century, the Tsar was not a subject to parliament. Listen, Tsar was not a subject to parliament when at the beginning of the 20th century. Liberals in Russia campaigned to end this state of affairs. Together with the Social Democrats and Socialist Revolutionaries, they worked with the peasants and workers during the revolution of 1905 to demand a constitution. Listen, now we are discussing what is the reason behind it. The revolution started. Okay, listen, liberals in Russia campaigned to end the state of affairs because there is existed a, what is that? Sovereignty, or here is a autocracy, but they want to stop this autocracy. That's why liberals in Russia campaigned to end of this state of affairs. Together with the Social Democrats and the Socialist Revolutionary, they worked with the peasants and working during the revolution of 1905 to demand a constitution. 1905, on that time, here is they demanded a constitution. Okay, 1905, on that time, here is a demanded constitution. They were supported in the empire by nationalists. That means here is a example in Poland, and in Muslim dominated areas by Jihadists who wanted modernized Islam to lead their societies. Here is I repeat, 1905, on that time, here is a socialist revolutionaries, social democrats and peasants, workers, everybody, they demanded constitution. They were supported in the empire by nationalists, and also they supported the nationalists, and in Muslim dominated areas. Muslim dominated area that we call Jihadist, who wanted the modernized Islam to lead their societies. In the year 1904 was a particularly hard one for Russian workers. Listen, particularly bad for one Russian revolution in which year 1904. പ്രത്യേകിച്ച് ഒരു ബാഡ് സിറ്റുവേഷൻ ആയിരുന്നു. What is the reason behind it? Price of essential goods rose so quickly that the real wages declined by 20%. Listen, here is the prices of their staple diet or essential good that rose, like France, We know that there is a bread price increases, same as here also. Prices of the essential goods rose so quickly that real wages declined by 20%. What happened in case of wages? Wage declined, the prices of the essential goods increased. That is the situation. The membership of workers association rose dramatically. That is why there is a workers association members dramatically increased. We already discussed there is some working organization started because when they occurred unemployment they want to support, but only few. Here is dramatically increased the number of the people in the working associations. The membership of the workers association rose dramatically when 4 members of the Assembly of Russian Workers, which had been formed in 1904, were dismissed at the Putlov Iron Workers. There was a call for the industrial action. Over the next few days, over 110,000 workers in St. Petersburg went on the strike demanding reduction in the working day to 8 hours, an increase in wages and improvement in working condition. Listen, there is a revolution, Russian revolution started. Now not started, what is the reason behind it, the Russian revolution? What are the reasons, what are the causes of, here is the firstly we discussed in case of the peasants, bad situation, 1904, that is the bad situation, because their staple or essential goods price increases, wage decreases 20%. That's why there is most of the people join the associations. When 4 members of the Assembly of the Russian Workers, which had been formed in 1904, were dismissed to the Putlov Iron Workers, there was a call for the industrial action. That means the members of the workers that also reduced. Over the next few days, over 110,000 workers in St. Petersburg went on strike demanding reduction in the working day to 8 hours. Here is they started a strike. What is the reason behind it? There is a started strike because they needed to cut their working time or reduce their working hours, 8 hours. They demanded only 8 hours, an increase in wages and improvement in working condition. They demanded 3 things. What are the 3 things? Firstly, decrease the working hours. They demanded we need only 8 hours. Then another thing, increase in wages and also working condition want to improve. Okay, improvement in working condition, increase in wage, decrease in working hours. That is the demand. Okay. But what are the demand of the revolutionaries? Revolutionaries demanded decrease working hours, increase wage, improve working condition. Okay, improving working condition, improvement of working condition, increase wage, decrease working hours. These are the main demand. Whose demand? Revolutionaries demanded. Okay, here is one question arises. What were the demand of the revolutionaries? What were the demand of the revolutionaries? Working hours want to decrease 8 hours. They need only 8 hours. Then they want to increase the wage and also here is yes, what is that? Improvement of working condition. Is it clear? Okay. Then here when the procession of workers led by Father Gappan reached the Winter Palace, it was attacked by the police and the Cossack. Over 100 workers were killed and about 300 wounded. Listen, here is attacking. What is the result of this attack? 100 of workers were killed and 300 wounded. 100 പേര് കൊല്ലപ്പെട്ടു, 300 wounded means മുറിവേറ്റു. The incident known as Bloody Sunday. This incident known as Bloody Sunday. Which incident? Here is the started the strike. What is the result of this strike? 100 of workers were killed and 300 wounded. This incident known as the Bloody Sunday started a series of events that became known as the 1905 revolution. It is called 1905 revolution, or what is the another name of 1905 revolution? Bloody Sunday. What is the another name of 1905 revolution? That we call Bloody Sunday. It is the another name of a revolution. Then strike took place all over the country and the universities closed down when the student bodies staged walkout, complaining about the lack of the civil liberties. Okay, they complaining against the lack of civil liberties. That's why student bodies there is a walkout, stage walkout, and also universities closed down. That type of incident occurred there. Lawyers, doctors, engineers and other middle class workers established the union of the union and demanded a constituent assembly. There is a doctors, lawyers, that type of people demanded union of union and also constituent assembly. There is started union of union and also they demanded the constituent assembly. Listen, firstly they demanded the constitution. We know that the constituent assembly, that people want to make the constitution. That's why then there is started Bloody Sunday or 1905 revolution. What called 1905 revolution or Bloody Sunday? Because 100 of people were killed, workers were killed. At the same time 300 of them wounded. They started strike. Then what is the result of this 1905 revolution? Because here is the strike took place all over the country and the universities closed down when the student bodies stag walk out, complaining about the lack of the civil liberties. Then here is lawyers, doctors, engineers and other middle class workers established union of union and demanded a constituent assembly. Is it clear? Then during the 1905 revolution, Tsar allowed the creation in an elected consultative parliament or Duma. Underline that. Here, during 1905 revolution, what happened here? Tsar allowed the creation of an elected consultative parliament. What is the another name of consultative parliament? That is the Duma. For a brief while during the revolution, there existed a large number of trade unions and factory committees made up of factory workers. There is a made up factory unit and also trade unions and also factory committees. For what purpose there is a trade union and factory committees started? It made up of factory workers. To protecting factory workers, there is started some union and also committees. After 1905, most committees and unions worked unofficially since they were declared illegal. Listen, after 1905 what happened? There is most of the committees and unions worked unofficially since they were declared illegal. Firstly, we discussed there is existed some political parties or organization. Everything is not legally existed there. Same as here. Severe restrictions were placed on the political activity. Severe restrictions placed. Kadutha niyantranangal on the political activity. The Tsar dismissed the first Duma within 75 days and re-elected the second Duma within 3 months. Listen, underline that. Tsar dismissed the first Duma within 75 days. Within 75 days, the first Duma. What is another name of first Duma? Elected Consultative Parliament. Okay, elected Consultative Parliament is called Duma. Firstly, it dismissed within 75 days and re-elected second Duma within 3 months. He did not want any questioning of his authority or any reduction in his power. Listen, he did not want any question of his authority or any reduction in his power. He changed the voting law and packed the third Duma with conservative politicians. Liberals and revolutionaries were kept out. Okay, listen. That means here he is not ready to accept others' opinion, and also all powers concentrated here only one person, that we know that here is Tsar. I repeat, he did not want any questioning of his authority or any reduction in his power. അദ്ദേഹത്തിൻ്റെ പവറിൽ ഒരു കുറവ് വരുത്താനോ അദ്ദേഹത്തെ ആരും ചോദ്യം ചെയ്യാനോ അനുവദിച്ചിരുന്നില്ല. ആൻഡ് ഓൾസോ ഹി ചേഞ്ച്ഡ് ദ വോട്ടിംഗ് ലോ ആൻഡ് പാക്ഡ് ദ തേർഡ് ഡ്യൂമ വിത്ത് കൺസർവേറ്റീവ് പൊളിറ്റീഷ്യൻസ്. ലിബറൽസ് ആൻഡ് revolutionaries were kept out. Okay, it is the turbulent time or 1905 revolution. But when you hear this word 1905 revolution, you think about 1905 revolution is also known as the what revolution? Bloody Sunday. Okay, then here is on the basis of this topic, here included two questions. The first question you want to write here. Here is the answer. The second question's answer here. Okay. What is the first question? Why were there revolutionary disturbances in Russia in 1905? What is the first question? Why were there revolutionary disturbances in Russia in 1905? Second question, what were the demand of the revolutionaries? Both questions you want to write here because here is included that answer. Is it clear? What is my question? I repeat. Why were there revolutionary disturbances in Russia in 1905? What were the demand of the revolutionaries? Okay. What is the answer? Why were there revolutionary disturbances in Russia? First point, in the page number 33, second paragraph, first line. In the year 1904 was a particularly bad one for Russian workers. Prices of the essential goods rose so quickly, that is the real wages declined by 20%. The membership of workers associations rose dramatically. It is the first point. The second point, when the procession workers led by Father Gapan reached the Winter Palace, it was attacked by the police and Cossack. Over 100 workers were killed and about 300 wounded. It is the second point. What is the third point? The incident known as the Bloody Sunday started a series of events that became known as the 1905 revolution. Then fourth point, strike took place all over the country and universities closed down when the student body started walkout complaining about the lack of civil liberties. That question included another question also. What were the demand of the revolutionaries? We already discussed what were the demand of the revolutionaries. On strike demanding a reduction in the working day to 8 hours, an increase in wages and improve in working condition, and also they demanded civil liberties. Is it clear? Okay. Then another question. Listen from this paragraph. 1, 2, 3, fourth paragraph. Describe any 3 changes introduced in Russia by Tsar Nicholas II during the revolution. What is my question? Describe any 3 changes introduced in Russia by Tsar Nicholas II during the revolution. Okay. What is the first point? During the 1905 revolution, the Tsar allowed the creation of an elected consultative parliament or a Duma. Okay, elected consultative parliament or a Duma. It is the first point. Second point, I think sixth line. The Tsar dismissed the first Duma within 75 days and re-elected second Duma within 3 months. It is the second point. What is the third point of this question? He did not want any questioning of his authority for any reduction in his power. He changed the voting laws and packed the third Duma with the conservative politicians, liberals, that only, up to politicians. It is the answer of this. Okay. Is it clear? Next question. Next question I want to discuss later. The next topic, the First World War and the Russian Empire. Okay. Then we moving on another topic, the First World War. Okay, the First World War and the Russian Revolution we will discuss later. Okay, because our time over. But today we discussed, here is two questions from textbook. You want to study that. That is very, very important. I repeat, what are the two questions? First question, why were there revolutionary disturbances in the Russia in 1905? What were the demand of the revolutionaries? The second question, describe any three changes introduced in Russia by Tsar Nicholas II during the revolution. All of you want to study very well and also want to read your textbook very carefully. Okay, thank you children. See you later.